Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Sumantra and this is the place where you can learn about programming and development skills, generative AI concepts, and the latest news and technologies in the field of AI. In each video, I will show you some practical examples and tutorials that will help you improve your skills and knowledge. Whether you are a beginner or an expert, you will find something useful and interesting in this video. So let's get started. Today I'm going to talk about generative AI, a type of AI system that can create new and original content such as text, images, music, and more. But what is generative AI? How does it work? And why is it important? Let's find out. Generative AI is a branch of machine learning that uses deep neural network to learn from large amount of data and then generate new data that has similar characteristics. Generative AI is a way of making computers create new things that look like real things. For example, it can make pictures of people who don't exist, stories that no one wrote, or songs that no one sang. It does this by using special programs called deep neural networks that can learn from many real things. They look at a lot of real pictures, stories, or songs and try to figure out how they are made. Then they use what they learn to make new things that look like them but are different. For example, a generative AI model can learn from thousands of photos of faces and then create new faces that look realistic but don't belong to any real person. Or it can learn from millions of words of text and then write new sentences or paragraph that make sense and follow the style and tone of the original text. We have made significant advancement in transitioning from traditional programming to neural networks and generative models. In traditional programming, we had to tell the computer how to recognize an object by writing the rules ourselves. We had to describe the object using its different features. For example, we had to say that the dog has furs, ears, a nose, and a tail. However, with neural networks, we can let the computer learn how to recognize an object by showing it many pictures of the object. We can show it many pictures of dogs and tell it that they are dogs. Then the computer can learn what a dog looks like and then tell us if a new picture has a dog or not. In the realm of generative models, users now have the ability to create their own content in various formats like text, images, audio, and video. State-of-art models like PaLM or Pathway Language Models and Lambda, which stands for Language Models for Dialogue Applications, leverages vast amount of data from the internet to build comprehensive language models. These models can be accessed simply by asking a question, facilitating a more interactive and dynamic user experience. Whether inputting text or speaking verbally into the prompt, the generative model can provide a comprehensive response. For example, if you ask the model about dogs, it can generate a detailed output containing all the knowledge it has acquired about the dog. So how does generative AI work? Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that can create new and original content such as text, images, audio, and video in response to prompts. Generative AI is inspired by human brain, which can also generate new ideas or solutions based on existing knowledge and experience. Generative AI uses deep neural networks, which are machine learning models composed of layers of artificial neurons that mimic the structure and function of the biological neurons in the brain. Training is a process of teaching the generative AI model how to generate content by providing it with large amount of data, which serves as a foundation for the model to learn from. The data can consist of text, code, graphics, or any other type of content relevant to the task at hand. For example, to generate images of faces, the model needs to be trained with the images of faces. The data is fed to the algorithms, which are a set of rules or instructions that tell the model how to process the data and adjust its parameters. For example, one algorithm is backpropagation, which calculates the error between the model's output and the desired output and updates the model's weights accordingly. Analysis is the process of understanding the patterns and structure of the data that generative AI model is trained with. The model analyzes the data by applying mathematical operations and transformations to extract features or characteristics that define the content. For example, to analyze images of faces, the model may extract features such as shape, color, textures, etc. The model also analyzes the relationships and dependencies between different features or data points to understand the underlying rule or logic governing the content. For example, to analyze text, the model may learn the rules of grammar, syntax, semantics, etc. Fine-tuning is a process of improving the performance and accuracy of the generative AI model by adjusting its parameter or adding new data. The model fine-tunes its parameter as it learns from the data and feedback, optimizing its ability to simulate human-generated content. For example, to fine-tune its image generation, the model may reduce noise or blur in its output. The model can also fine-tune its output by adding new data or information that can enhance or customize its content. For example, to fine-tune its text generation, the model may add facts or opinion from external sources. Generation is the process of creating new and original content using the generative AI model based on prompts or inputs from users or other sources. The model generates content by applying its learned pattern and rules to produce outputs that have similar characteristics to its training data. For example, to generate images of faces, the model may combine different features that it has learned from its training images. The model also generates content that is convincing and realistic, meaning that it can fool humans into thinking that it was created by humans. For example, to generate text that is convincing, the model may use natural language and coherent logic that match human expectation. Generative AI has made significant advancement in recent years with number of tools capturing the public attention and creating stir amongst content creator in particular. Big tech companies have also jumped on the bandwagon with Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and others all lining up their own generative AI tools. Depending on the application, generative AI tools may rely on an input prompt that guides it towards producing a desired outcome. Input prompt is the text or speech input that the user provides to the generative AI tool to guide it towards producing the desired output or content. Input prompts can be a question, a command, a description, a keyword, or any other natural language expression that specifies the user's intention or goal. For example, write an essay about generative AI or draw a unicorn in space are input prompts. Input prompts can also include examples or feedback that help generate AI tools to fine-tune or customize its output or content. For example, write an essay about generative AI in the style of Shakespeare, or draw a unicorn space with rainbow colors, are input prompts with examples. One of the most powerful and generative AI model today is ChatGPT, developed by OpenAI. ChatGPT is a chatbot that can generate answers to almost any questions it's asked using natural language processing. ChatGPT is based on a foundation model called GPT-3, which is trained on billions of words from the internet and can perform a wide range of tasks without needing task-specific training. ChatGPT can also generate computer codes, essays, poems, jokes, and more depending on the prompt it receives. Another impressive generative AI model is DALL-E, also developed by OpenAI. DALL-E is a tool for AI-generated art that can create images from text descriptions. DALL-E is based on the foundation model called CLIP, which is trained on parts of pairs of images and text captions and can learn the relationship between different concepts. For example, if you ask DALL-E to draw a cat wearing a hat, it will generate several images of cats wearing hats, each with a different style and details. Google Bard is an experimental conversational AI service provided by large language models. Lets you collaborate with generative AI to boost your productivity, creativity, and curiosity. Draws on information from the web to provide fresh, high-quality responses. Can help you with various tasks such as explaining complex topics, learning new things, outlining a blog post, etc. It uses a lightweight and optimized version of Lambda, Google's language model for dialogue application. Generative AI is important because it can boost productivity and profitability. Generative AI can automate or augment various tasks that require human creativity or intelligence, such as content creation, data augmentation, product design, business optimization, etc. This can save time, money, and resources for businesses and individuals. Generative AI can generate new ideas or solutions that are novel, realistic, and customized to the user's needs or preference. This can improve customer satisfaction and loyalty, as well as foster a culture of innovation and experimentation. Generative AI can create synthetic data or content that can be used for testing or validating other machine learning models or systems. This can accelerate the discovery and development of new products or services in various fields such as healthcare, education, entertainment, etc. Following are the challenges and risks of generative AI. Generative AI model can produce low quality or inaccurate output that may not meet user expectations or need. Generative AI models can generate harmful or offensive content that may violate rights or values of individuals or groups. Generative AI model can be used for malicious purpose such as generating fake news, deep fakes, spam, phishing, etc. So how to use generative AI in a responsible and ethical way? Monitor and evaluate the performance and behavior of generative AI models and provide human oversight and intervention mechanism when needed. Develop and follow ethical guidelines and principles for the design, development, and use of generative AI system and ensure alignment with social norms and values. Establish and enforce security frameworks and standards for protection of data, privacy, and trust in relation to generative AI. Generative AI is one of the most significant strategic technology trends of 2023. According to Gartner, 10% of all created data will be produced by generative AI by the year 2025. Generative AI will continue to evolve and improve in the near and long term with new models, applications, and use cases emerging constantly. Some of the possible future directions for generative AIs are: foundation models are large-scale machine learning systems that can perform a wide range of tasks across different domains without needing specific training. They are the basis for many generative AI models today, such as ChatGPT and DALL-E. Foundation model will become more powerful and versatile in future, enabling more complex and diverse generative AI applications. However, they will also pose more challenges and risks in terms of quality, ethics, security, etc. Therefore, they will require more careful design, governance, and regulation. Low-code or no-code platforms are tools that allow users to create application or content without writing code or having a technical skill. They are becoming more popular and accessible for various purposes such as web development, app development, data analysis, etc. Low-code or no-code platform will also leverage generative AI capabilities in the future to enable users to create more advanced and customized application or content with minimal effort. For example, user could use a low-code or no-code platform to create a chatbot using ChatGPT or an image using DALL-E with just a few clicks or command. So that's all for today's video. I hope you learned something about generative AI and how it will fundamentally transform our world. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to my new channel for more videos on programming, generative AI, and the latest trends and technologies in the field of AI. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.